The paper made a soft sound when it hit the floor. Not loud enough to stop the music. Not loud enough to stop the louder. Just loud enough for me to hear it. My brother's hand was still in the air, fingers open, as if he'd released something worthless. My daughter's drawing slid under the tablecloth and disappeared like it knew it wasn't welcome. "Pointless," he said, smiling into his beer. "She won't amount to anything." I felt my daughter's hand tighten around mine, small, warm, trusting. The room smelled like sugar and cheap candles. 7 pink balloons bobbed against the ceiling. Someone clapped off beat. I didn't speak. I bent down, picked up the drawing, smoothed the crease with my thumb, and folded it once carefully, like it mattered, like she mattered. Then I stood, took her hand, and walked out while everyone else kept celebrating. Behind us, the door closed. Ahead of us, something opened. I was the reliable one, always had been, the sibling who paid bills on time, who co-signed without drama, who fixed problems quietly and didn't keep score. My family liked me best when I was useful. My brother liked me best when I was invisible. My sister liked me best when I was solvent. And my mother, she liked peace, the kind that comes from telling one person to swallow everything so everyone else can breathe. I had learned early how to make myself small, how to smooth tension with silence, how to translate disrespect into responsibility. When my daughter was born, I promised myself I wouldn't teach her that language. That promise had cost me more than I expected. Birthdays were always tricky. My brother liked an audience. My sister liked attention. My daughter liked crayons and markers and the idea that what she made could make people happy. She had worked on that drawing all afternoon, tongue caught between her teeth, sunflowers too big for the page, a house that leaned, a stick figure, family, holding hands. She wrote her name at the bottom slowly, proudly. I watched her carry it into the living room like a fragile offering. I watched my brother laugh. We drove home in silence. My daughter didn't cry. That hurt more. She stared out the window, tracing the glass with her finger. I could see her reflection, doubled and uncertain. "Would I do something wrong?" she asked finally. "No," I said. "Too fast. You did everything right." She nodded like she wanted to believe me, like belief was a muscle she was still learning to use. That night, after she fell asleep, I sat at the kitchen table and unfolded the drawing. The crease I'd smoothed earlier had returned. It always does. I stared at the sunflowers, at the crooked house, at the small, careful letters of her name. Something shifted. Not anger, not sadness. Recognition, because this wasn't new. It was just louder. My brother had always laughed. My sister had always taken. My mother had always asked me to be patient, to be understanding, to be the bigger person. And I had always been expected to absorb the cost. I wondered for the first time what would happen if I didn't. The truth came to me the way it always does, accidentally. A bank statement left open on my mother's kitchen counter, a number circled in red, a familiar account name. Mine. I stared at it, pulse slow, mind sharp. I hadn't authorized anything, but my signature was there, a clean copy. Well practiced. A loan application, co-signed. Approved months ago, dispersed quietly for my sister. I thought of the new car, the remodel, the casual way she talked about getting ahead. I thought of my brother's laugh, how comfortable it sounded, and I understood the joke. They weren't just disrespecting my daughter, they were confident. Confident that I wouldn't notice, or if I did, that I'd handle it quietly, that I'd protect the family from consequences like I always had. My hands didn't shake. My heart didn't race. Something colder took over. I didn't confront anyone. I gathered documents, copies, timelines. I listened more than I spoke, noted who knew what, who assumed what, who benefited. Silence became my advantage. I met with a lawyer on my lunch break, calm, prepared, precise. I spoke to the bank, asked questions, didn't accuse, them explain. Turns out, co-signers have rights and leverage and options no one bothers to mention unless you ask. I asked. At night, I tucked my daughter in and listened to her talk about school, about colors, about what she wanted to draw next. I told her her hands were strong, that what she made mattered. I didn't tell her what I was doing. This wasn't her weight to carry. The call came the next morning. My mother's voice cracked before she finished the first sentence. "Please," she said, "you need to call the bank. Your sister's loan, it got denied. They froze everything. I imagined my sister at the dealership, at the counter, confused, angry. I imagined my brother laughing, then stopping. I didn't apply for a loan, I said calmly. A pause. You know what I mean, my mother whispered. Yes, I said, do. She cried, begged, explained how hard things were, how stressed everyone was, how it wasn't meant to hurt anyone. I waited. I'm not fixing this, I said when she finished. I'm correcting it. The bank retracted the loan, investigated the signature, recalculated risk. My sister's credit collapsed like a bad lie. The house remodel stopped mid-wall. The car went back. My brother stopped calling. For the first time, no one asked me to be understanding. They asked me to undo it. I didn't. I framed the drawing, hung it in my daughter's room, right above her bed. She smiled when she saw it, like she had been waiting for proof. Some nights when the house is quiet, I think about that party, the music, the laughter, the way something small was dismissed because it was easy to dismiss. I think about how quietly I left, how quietly I returned power to its rightful place. My daughter draws bigger now, bolder. She doesn't ask if it's good, she knows. And as for the rest of them, they learn something too, that some things look pointless until they cost you everything.